You know Bunker Jonesy's actual bunker from the trailers and stuff? I think I found the location of it. Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, it is time to go over some fun theory and clue finding type stuff. Today though, we're going to be going over where Bunker Jonesy's bunker just may be. We've got various clues to go over and cover to try and figure out this little bit of a mystery, because obviously the bunker has got to be somewhere, right? I mean, they show it in the trailer. You know, they go into the bunker with Jonesy and Peely. They go into the bunker, mess around a bit in there. There's a bunch of interesting stuff inside of it, and then they leave and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a mystery of where it could be. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, as always, you can support me by using code TheLlamaSir in the item shop. I appreciate it a ton. And on top of that, be sure to hit that like button down below and also comment what skin you guys are using right now. For me, it's been this one on screen that you're seeing in the video, but I'm curious to see what you guys are using. Oh, and also guys, my room's a little bit of a mess. I have some friends visiting, so obviously we got some beds moving around. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's jump on into it here. First of all, before we get into the Bunker Jonesy type stuff, this is something I wanted to update you guys on because there's been a ton of talk about it. It's basically the idea that Greasy Grove could be returning. I found a big clue that could be pointing towards this. But yeah, this clue has to do with the Battle Pass. As you guys know, they usually like to hide certain things, referencing stuff that's going to happen in the future inside the Battle Pass, which we've seen a bunch before. But if you take a look at this loading screen right here, I think it's called like Bright Future or something like that. This loading screen is super interesting because it's like a fairly old one. I don't remember exactly where this came from. I just remember seeing it from way back when. But just take a look at where this loading screen is taken. That is right, guys, the very old Greasy Grove location. You can see that Bright Bomber is on the playground that was at Greasy Grove. So why would they take this long to add it into the Battle Pass unless Greasy Grove is going to be returning pretty soon? I don't know, guys. I think that's a pretty likely clue, so I thought I should add it in this video. And actually, if you missed my previous video talking about various different clues and like going over it in detail of how Greasy Grove is likely to be returning soon, be sure to check that out. I will leave a link down below in the description. Very fun video, but let's get into the stuff to do with Bunker Jonesy and his bunker and try and find the location of that. So first of all, guys, obviously the best clues that we can take from this is to take a look at the trailer for season 9 and stuff like that, because that gives us the best look of the bunker, and maybe we can, you know, find some clues of where it is on the map in regards to other locations that we see in that trailer. So first of all, starting it out here is this scene right here where they're running into the bunker. This is a very good scene to maybe, you know, figure out where the bunker actually is, because as you can see in the background right there, that is the volcano. So if they're running away from the volcano into the bunker, that means the bunker has to be on either the west or south side of the map. And that west and south also makes more sense once we take a look at another part of the trailer. But yeah, the volcano is a big clue right there. As for the second clue though, take a look around them. You can see some debris and what looks like some sort of crater. Now with that being said, the fact that there's debris, I think it's very likely that could indeed be, you know, Tilted Towers after it got destroyed from the volcano, sending that rock to hit Tilted Towers. And there was rubble absolutely everywhere. The location was destroyed. But taking a look at that scene from the trailer, it does look very similar. And that would also match up with the location of having the volcano in the background and then the bunker being on like the south or west side of the map. So that by itself I think is a pretty big clue to take note of, because it also goes in line with some of the other clues we can grab from this trailer. Now I'd also wondered if like it was in Dusty Divot or something like that, because if you look behind there looks to be like a divot that could be Dusty Divot, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's more likely that the rubble and stuff is signifying Tilted Towers. And it also goes again in line with this next part of the trailer, which if we take a look, or not exactly this part, it's I think the one after this part, but taking a look at the next part in the trailer specifically, you get to see the inside of the bunker, which isn't like super helpful, but you know, it can maybe give us a little bit of an idea based on the build type of like the stuff inside of it. So, like as you can see right here, there's a part, I think the entrance has like a circular type entrance. Also, it appears to be made out of mostly concrete, and you can also take a look at the outside a little bit and see that it's a bit of concrete too, but that means that it could have been in Tilted Towers as well, which would make a lot of sense judging how, you know, Tilted Towers, the ground and stuff like that, the streets, there was a lot of concrete used to make Tilted Towers, which would make a lot of sense, and that also wouldn't go in line with Dusty Divot. And if you may remember, there were a few underground type areas in Tilted Towers that had a little bit of concrete here and there, so we'll circle around back to that, but that's another clue pointing towards it being somewhere near Tilted Towers. Now then, for the other another clue that is probably, the most important piece about this from the trailer is when Bunker Jonesy, and I guess technically Peely, but he's, in the shake or blender, whatever you want to call it, but when they leave the bunker, when they get saved from it, when they come out and, see Neo Tilted for the first time, obviously that means that the bunker has to be near Neo Tilted. And like, as you can see right here from this screenshot of the trailer, Bunker Jonesy walks out, he sees Neo Tilted, and again, obviously that means that the bunker's got to be fairly close to Neo Tilted, which is pretty interesting. It took them that long to open the bunker. But that's not the only thing we can notice about this. Take a look at the different buildings around here. Now, this itself is very peculiar, and it could be some artistic, freedom that they took for the trailer to obviously make it look a little bit more interesting. But the way that Neo Tilted is shown right here is not how Neo Tilted looks in the actual game. There's various points of interest that you can take note of. Obviously, that really tall building with the circular thing going around it, that's facing a different direction from some of the other buildings like Der Burger. Like, for example, if we go into replay and line up the camera looking at this center building, which is the main focal point of the trailer, the Der Burger building doesn't quite line up with that. So overall, I think we can chalk up the location to artistic freedom, but it is near Neo Tilted. That's what we can take from that. But after that, guys, let's jump into the locations where I think this bunker could be. Alright, guys, so here we are in game, so let's take a look. Let's head over to Neo Tilted because I've got 3 main locations that I think are the likely spots of this bunker. So going into the rift, let's head over to Neo Tilted and check out the first location. Alright, so as we head on down, the first location I wanted to check out is if we take a look at this statue right here. We talked about it a little bit earlier, as you guys remember, but the statue is facing this way, so if Jonesy was exiting the bunker would instead be like over here somewhere. Now, I thought this was pretty interesting because if you take a look right here, there's what appears to be something that sort of goes down, or at least it appears to be, because when you take a look at this door, which again could be like a bunker type door, but if you destroy it, it just turns out to be a closet, which is a little bit unfortunate, but maybe then, you break down here. Maybe there would be some possible way that the bunker was actually down here a little bit. So I don't know, maybe they covered it up with concrete a little, again, judging by how, the bunker was made out of pretty much entirely concrete. So that's a possibility, but that also doesn't make sense because the bunker is again facing that way when the volcano is over there. So, the bunker is facing the wrong direction. That wouldn't really make sense. So that first location, I think, is unlikely to be where the bunker is. So let's head over to the second one, which I think is a little bit more likely. And then for the third and final one, that'll be the location that I think is the most likely. So yeah, guys, but if we head over here, this location I think could maybe be the second most likely, but it would have to be in here under this part. As you can see, as you guys may have remembered, back when Tilted Towers was, the regular Tilted Towers, there was this pawn shop right here with a basement that went underground, which would make sense as a possible location of the bunker. Maybe they transformed that basement to actually be a bunker, and that would then make sense for having an actual bunker, However, if you break down all of this, obviously it's covered in concrete, which would make a lot of sense. Maybe they just covered it with concrete because you don't really need a bunker in Neo Tilted, so maybe they just filled it in and then built a building on top of it. That would make a lot of sense. And also, the entrance could be facing this way, which would also mean that the volcano in the background could, make a lot of sense as well. However, the obvious thing that is a bit different here is that we have this wall right here and this like under area that goes through the bridge and goes up and stuff like that. That doesn't line up with the part of the trailer where they show the volcano in the background, because obviously if you were going down here to get into the bunker, you wouldn't be able to see the volcano. You'd be able to see these walls, which wouldn't really make sense. So that location, again, I don't think is super likely, but this third location I think is the most likely location for it because it makes the most sense, and that would be inside of this building right here that they probably later built on top of it, because as you guys remember, in Tilted Towers there was an underground location right around here. Inside of this was like the underground garage or something like that would have been like right under here. That would have made sense for a location that the bunker could be, because they could have just built onto it a little bit and converted it into a bunker after, the meteors, or not the meteors, the volcano rocks started to hit. So maybe they converted this underground area into a bunker, and then that would line up with how Jonesy, exits or enters the bunker with the volcano being in the background around where you can see right there, and then he exits and sees Neo tilted. And then after that, maybe they built this building on top of it and covered up the bunker, filled it in with dirt and stuff like that. But either way, I think that is the most likely location for where this bunker could be, but again, it could be covered up. So I do find that very, very interesting. So yeah, guys, what do you think of those 3 locations? Do you think it could be somewhere else? Do you think this 3rd location is the most likely, like I think it is? So yeah, guys, remember to hit that subscribe button down below, hit that like button too, and let's get into the outro.